Hi, these are my top WW tips or Weight Watchers tips. I have lost over £250 altogether. I've lost £150 with Weight Watchers, or WW as it's called now. I have been maintaining that weight loss for a year and a half, so I just wanted to do a quick, these are the tips and bits that have helped me get through basically. First of all, I have always used my weeklies and my daily points, always. When I first started, it was the old Smart Point system, and you couldn't roll over. But I think I started on 56 points, so I was on quite a hefty amount of points. Bear in mind, I'd already lost a significant amount of weight with Slimming World first. I still had quite a bit to go. So I have always used all of my points, so I couldn't roll over, but I'd always use all of my dailies, and I'd definitely use all my weeklies as well. Now, I know when you first start dieting, you suddenly think, oh, right, I can do this, it's going to be great, and you think, oh, I won't use my weeklies. I purposefully used all of mine. When I started out, I was thinking long term, I was thinking lifestyle change. Now, as far as I'm concerned, when I started, I knew that I would need those points to make it a lifestyle change. It's all well and good doing great guns and losing the weight, but when you hit a plateau, you've got nowhere to go if you've used your weeklies the whole time. Also, you've got the fact that when you get to goal, you need to maintain. Now, it's fair enough that you do get extra points when you're maintaining at goal, but those weeklies are what help me go out for meals, they're what help me go to the cinema, it's what helps me go and have a coffee, a milky coffee, it's what helps me when I want to go out for a nice meal, or if I want a treat. If I'm feeling like I feel like crap and I want a treat, then that's what my weeklies are for. If I never use them, I would find myself going off plan a lot more than I have. Those weeklies are my safety net, and I will always use them, and I will continue to always use them. I know the plans are changing, but the main thing that I do is I always use my weeklies. The second thing is linked to that, and it's never deprive yourself. I've never deprived myself the whole time I've done Weight Watchers. If I've wanted something, I've had a small portion of it. It's not always easy, but I think with me, if I have a food that's stuck in my head that I want to have, it will just stay there. So I found that if I just go and have a small portion, so if I fancy chocolate, I'll get myself an individually wrapped bar. If I fancy a packet of crisps, I'll get a small packet of crisps. Even things like if I've wanted a pork pie, I've had a small one. It's things like that. It's just, I've never deprived myself, and a lot of the time when I've had something that I've really fancied, I haven't really enjoyed it, which also helps me along on my journey as well, because I'll think, well, actually that wasn't worth the point and I won't have it again. So it does help in that way as well. So my number 2 is never deprive yourself. The third one is reward yourself. Whenever you hit a milestone, reward yourself with something that's not food related. I think previously, whenever I've done a diet before, I've always rewarded myself with food. I used to, when I've done diets previously, on weigh-in days, I used to have the day off. It didn't help me. It didn't instill good routines and habits in me, and that's the thing that's changed this time. I don't actually have a day off on weigh-in day, because I've found that if I do, it just sets me up to fail basically. So I don't do that anymore, and I haven't throughout this journey. So it's finding little rewards that are not food related, so going and having your hair done, going and having your nails done, just going and have a look around the shops. I mean, my new hobby since I've lost the weight, bearing in mind when I first started I was a size 34 to 36 UK, I go into shops and I try clothes on that I've got no intention of buying. I'll go into Harvey Nicks, I'll go into Selfridges, and I'll try clothes on that I really can't afford, but that actually fit me. Previously I could literally just go into Evans and Yours. I wasn't even doing that in the end, I was ordering online. So it's about rewarding yourself. So that's my treat. I go and try clothes on that I won't be buying. recognising your progress as well. I think taking pictures is a really important part of losing weight and changing your perception of yourself. I have only got my before face shot is from work because I avoided the camera at all costs. I literally have one before picture. The picture after that is sort of 7-8 months after I've started. So I literally only have the front and side picture and a face picture from the very beginning, and I wish I'd taken some more, but my self-esteem was so low and I just couldn't face it, so I didn't take pictures, and it's the one thing that I regret. I also regret not taking measurements. I was so big, it was just, I just didn't want to. I didn't want to know how big I was. I didn't want to know what size I was. It was literally, I'm just going to get this started and we'll just see how far I take it. And I got to go, so I took it all the way. So before pictures is a must, before measurements is a must. Sorry. Recognise your non-scale victories is a big thing for me. Being so big, it took a while for me to notice that I was losing weight. Even though I knew I was obviously losing weight, I couldn't weigh myself. I started doing Slimming World first, and I couldn't actually weigh myself on my scales because they only go up to, I think, 23 stone. At my heaviest I was 31 stone 1, so I couldn't actually weigh myself for the first good 8-9 months. So I didn't actually sort of notice myself changing until at least 5-6 months in. But all my clothes were elasticated, so obviously that was the problem. But it's about recognising your non-scale victories. I mean, I had one the other day when I parked really close to a trolley stall and I could get in and out of the car. Before, I would have not even bothered parking. I would have just driven off and gone somewhere else. There was just no point because I would never get out of the car, I'd never get back in the car, it would just be a waste of time. So it's noticing those non-scale victories. Being able to walk a little bit further is a big thing when you're losing weight, and it's just recognising that you can do those extra things. It's recognising that you can fit into something that you haven't been able to fit into for a long time. Recognise it and celebrate those things, because it is important and it will keep you going. Another thing is, don't trust the Weight Watchers calculator. Obviously when it's Weight Watchers that have done it, then that's great and that's absolutely fine. So here you go, I've got the Fibre One bars. Now as you can see, when you scan it, it comes up with the Weight Watchers. This is what Weight Watchers have put in, so that's fine. The same goes for the Carrot Cake Fibre Ones. So it's exactly the same for those. That's the Weight Watchers have put that in. The discrepancies come in when it's things like this. I got this from Aldi, so people have put it in themselves. Now as you can see, the first one is 3. That's for 100 grams. There's not 100 grams in there. The weight of that made up is 338 grams. So the rest are all right, but the first one is actually wrong. So it pays to check. Now you can put them in the calculator yourself, which is fine, but I tend to click on one and just see if the nutritional information is the same, and if it is, then it's right and it's fine. It's like things like these as well. There's only one on the app for that, and that is right. They're 6 points each, so that's great. I've said this before the other day and I'll say it again. This has got nutritional information on for 100 grams, and it's also got the nutritional information for 20. Now I've put it in for 20 and then gone up in the app. Now you can go up to 33 grams for 0 points, but if you put 100 grams in and go down, 31 grams is 0 points. So there's a slight discrepancy in that. I have 31 just in case. So never trust the calculator is what I'm saying. People do put it in wrong. They'll put different quantities in. They might mess up the amount of calories in there, so it does pay just to double check. I know people have come across it a few times because of it. So that's my last tip for today. I do have some more and I'll do another one another time, but they're just my main tips. It's use your weeklies, use your dailies, enjoy them, because they do go down, and like I said, you need somewhere to go. Sometimes you just need somewhere to go. when you're plateauing, and you can drop a few weeklies and hopefully drop a little bit of weight at those times as well. Never deprive yourself, again linked to your weeklies. Reward yourself with non-food related items. It's so easy to go out for a meal. When you get to go out for a meal, that's rewarding yourself with food. Remember, you're not a dog, is what I like to say to myself. Take before and after pictures, take before and after measurements. I really regret not doing it. I've obviously got my before clothes, but I really do regret not taking those pictures. Celebrate your non-scale victories. Write them down. Celebrate them is what I'm saying. And never trust the calculator. Unless Weight Watchers have put those points in, do not trust the calculator. So thank you for tuning in. See you later. Goodbye.